Good morning. Today is Friday, June 3rd. Welcome to Weaved Web Recovery. I'm Ryan W. This is my boy Bobby W. We're going to deliver, hopefully, the right message for you today. I'm going to start with just for today. We make our amends to the best of our ability. Basic text, page 40. The ninth step tells us to make direct amends wherever possible. Our experience tells us to follow up those direct amends with long-lasting changes in our attitudes and our behavior. That is with indirect amends. For example, say we've broken someone's window because we were angry. Looking soulfully into the eyes of the person whose window we've broken and apologizing would not be sufficient. We directly amend the wrong we've done by admitting it and replacing the window. We mend what we have damaged. Then we follow up our direct amends with indirect amends. If we've acted out on our anger, breaking someone's window, we examine the patterns of our behavior and our attitudes. After we repair the broken window, we seek to repair our broken attitudes as well. We try to mend our ways. We modify our behavior and make a daily effort not to act out on our anger. We make direct amends by repairing the damage we do. We make indirect amends by repairing the attitudes that cause us to do the damage in the first place, helping ensure we won't cause further damage in the future. Just for today, I will make direct amends wherever possible. I will also make indirect amends, mending my ways, changing my attitudes, and altering my behavior. Okay, next we'll read the 24 hours a day. AA thought for the day. Some more things I do not miss since becoming dry. Running all over town to find a bar open to get that pick-me-up. Meeting my friends and trying to cover up that I feel awful. Looking at myself in a mirror and calling myself a damn fool. Struggling with myself to snap out of it for 2 or 3 days. Wondering what it is all about. I'm positive I don't miss these things, am I not? Meditation for the day. Love is the power that transforms your life. Try to love your family and your friends, and then try to love everybody that you possibly can. Even the sinners and publicans. Everybody. Love for God is an even greater thing. It is the result of gratitude to God, and it is the acknowledgement of the blessing that God has sent you. Love for God acknowledges His gifts and leaves the way open for God to shower yet more blessings on your thankful heart. Say thank you, God, until it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Prayer for the day. I pray that I may try to love God and all people. I pray that I may continually thank God for all His blessings. On a wing and a prayer, we then look at step 6. We have emphasized willingness as being indispensable. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 76. Steps 4 and 5 were difficult but worthwhile. Now I was stuck on step 6 and in despair. Picked up the big book and read this passage. I was outside praying for willingness when I raised my eyes and saw a huge bird rising in the sky. I watched it suddenly give itself up to the powerful air currents of the mountains. Swept along, swooping and soaring. The bird did things seemingly impossible for mortal birds to do. It was an inspiring example of a fellow creature letting go to a power greater than itself. I realized that if the bird took back his will and tried to fly with less trust on its power alone, it would spoil its apparent free flight. That insight granted me the willingness to pray the 7-step prayer. Boy, that's good.
Yeah,
that's really
it
good.
is.
You know, the just for today struck me the most. We act out. That's why they call it acting out, because something inside is troubling you. And if you notice, I know this is a crazy metaphor, but I always think about this. You know, this concept of working from the inside out.
Yeah.
If you look at a tree trunk inside, you see the rings around the tree. And it's the inner rings that are youngest and the outer rings that are the oldest. And when you count, you go from the inside out. And that tree, you know, has to be really stable on the inside in its core. And that's what I think about with us, you know. In order to not act out, in order to act appropriately with love and compassion, you've got to have a strong inner core. and you've got to work from the inside out. So what's inside of you is going to show up outside. So that broken window, that broken window we talk about just for today, that means something's broken inside already, and you're just trying to express it. So, if you don't have love inside, you can't love outside. Yeah. So that made me think of. So I'm trying every day to, and I feel proud that I'm able to be kind. I don't get mad as often. I love the concept of going with the flow, living in the flow. I just think that right now, today, I feel like I'm in the flow. I feel happy, and that should show up in the presence of others. At least I hope it does.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got for today. What do you have for us?
I got a lot from what you just said.
Okay.
Yeah, something on the inside, trying to get out. It's normally the song says something on the inside, working on the outside.
Yeah.
Right. It's being shown. Right.
Yeah.
So if you're doing good on the inside, it's going to show on the outside. If something troubling you on the inside, it's going to show on the outside. Right. I want to read this quote. Right, and it's collaborative towards what we're talking about, right?
Okay.
It says, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself. It's in the way you think, right? You spoke about that tree, right? The core, right? It's what's on the inside, and it's the way I think, the way we think, right? And we were talking about yesterday, our behaviors, right? Our behaviors conduct our lives. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I'm able to say that in the proper way, right? And I'm thinking about how, what we do, right? And listen to this, let go and let God. That bird that was speaking in the daily reflections, right? The bird was beginning to fly, and it realized to just let the wind take them. Let go and let God, right? So if we think in that manner, we let go and let God, right? We'll start doing the things that we're supposed to do in recovery, right? And we always talk about recovery in life, right? We always want to say the things that's troubling us, with a drug addiction, alcoholism, these things, gambling, whatever it may be, right? A person that can't stop doing right with his female, right? Considering us as men, right? But then women, if they can't, do right, they go to the bar, they do whatever they do, right? I'm saying because there's something wrong on the inside. They trying to get it out on the outside, right? They trying to use that as the vehicle to get it out. Right, yeah. But if we start thinking in a different manner, and I love what you just said, right? We start thinking in a different manner, right? It's what's going on the inside to help us to work on the outside.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm just thinking about that that we can, right, start thinking differently. When we start thinking different, we start acting differently.
Yeah.
We walk with a purpose today, right? And I want to be. I'm excited this morning, right? And I'm trying to hold back, right? Because I'm going over some things in my mind from what you said, from what I've been reading, and how my life has been, right? How I can look in the mirror today, right? Because it's me. I got to think about the trouble I caused myself,
right?
And start working on that,
right?
And when I start working on that, or us, we start working on things on the outside. We start treating people better, because we feel better about ourselves. We start doing things like going to work on time, like doing things in its proper places, in the perspective that's supposed to be done in. And I'm just thinking about that because the way we live, the way we conduct ourselves is the way we think.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, Ryan, I want to say that because we need to walk with a purpose, right? Let go and let God, because if we just let go and let God, we're going to do what he say do, the will of God, right? And we always talk about the higher power, so we can make sure that everybody understand what we're going at, right? It's the higher power that we think about, and when we allow him to guide our paths, he teaches us through others, through nature, right? Let nature have its course, right? The bird let nature have its course. He started flying, but he let go. Yeah. And the wind took him where he's supposed to go at. He released himself to the higher power. And we released ourselves to our recovery. We can start doing the things that we need to do to get to where we need to get to. I just want to be real simple when I say that, Ron. It's just like, fly like an eagle. They always on top. They always in charge. And I like to say that to the artists, that we're in charge. So fly like an eagle. Let go and let God. That's simple.
All right. You guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again next week. Thanks for continuing to subscribe. I'm so grateful for the new subscribers that we have and the ones that have been with us for a while. Hopefully this pace of new videos are coming out. It's a little bit better because I moved closer to where Bobby is, and so we're able to do more of these things, God willing. And grateful for that as well. So.
And I also like to say that I want to thank everybody that's watching, right? Because we feel like we providing a service, and then the truth is we like what we doing.
Absolutely.
You know, so we want y'all to press that like button. Press that like button. You know, because we endure more when we got the energy to do so, and we always trusting in God. So I just want to say thank y'all to y'all, and do what y'all do. You know, to stay in recovery. Thanks for letting me share again.
All right. Love you guys. Take care.